Today we're going to be talking about effective time management strategies for IB students. And I think this is so important because in MYP you need really good time management with typing on your laptop or on a device, which I'm guessing will be your laptop for the e-assessments at the end of MYP 5. Or if you're in DP, then it's such a huge jump and such a huge gap from typing on your laptop for so many years to switching to writing your exams by hand, because to me it makes no sense, like why IBY. I would love an answer. But basically, when you're either giving your MYPE assessment or you're giving your DP exams that you're going to be writing by your hands, it's going to be a big jump, and it's going to either way be very kind of tough on you, especially with time management during exams and during preparing for your exams. So today we're going to be discussing the effective time management strategies for IB students, and we have 15 to go through today. So let's just get started. The number one would be to prioritize your tasks. A lot of this is based on the fact that it's very crucial for IP students given the demanding nature of the program. So this is kind of a list tailored for us IB students going into the exams, and I'm sure you can also apply them to the exam itself. However, the last episode was about exam anxiety, and if you think you've faced that and that's what kind of has a role playing in your time management, then do also check that episode out if you think that would help you out. So let's just continue with the point, which is number one, prioritizing your tasks. So identify the urgency and the importance of your task using techniques such as the Eisenhower matrix, which is like an urgent to important matrix to focus on what matters most. So either you mark a task as urgent or you mark a task as important to prioritize which one is more important for you, which one needs more attention. So if you have a test coming up and you haven't really revised a topic, or you need revision ASAP, then that would be urgent. But if you have an assignment due by the end of the week, then that's important but not necessarily as urgent as revising for your test. That's, I think, pretty self-explanatory. Next up is create a study schedule, which I think is so basic, but I feel like it's also so basic and so stereotypical with time management, because it's very necessary and it's very important, because you need to allocate specific times for studying each subject based on difficulty and upcoming deadlines. You should be realistic and include breaks to avoid burnout. I also did an episode on effective study schedules, study routines. So if you want to check that out, do check that one out, because that is also so helpful. But see, for example, I'm someone who can't stick to a routine. I don't know, I just don't have that focus in me that I can stick to a routine and do something at the same time the next day and the day after. That's just not really how I quite function. I could assign 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. as what I need, as well the time that I need to study. But I would switch it up. I might do economics first on day 1 and then last on day 2, just to make it a bit more stimulating for me. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people also go through. Routine usually helps you be more organized. So if you have a steady schedule or routine, even in your life, it just helps you be more organized. But of course, that's not necessarily for everyone, so people find their way around it. I've discussed this previously, but what I do is I take 5 tasks in the day and I do them by the end of the day whenever I kind of feel like it. And that way I'm not overwhelming myself, because they're not more than 5 tasks. 5 tasks is a good amount, but so obviously don't do it I need my personal project to be completely done by today, and then my e-portfolio also needs to be completely done, not like that, but you can do something I'll do chapter 1 of this subject today, and I have this IA due, so I'll do a bit of the IA tweaking, modifications and stuff. So some things things like that really help to be more organized and focused. So hopefully that's gonna help you guys out as well. Number 3, Utilize a planner or calendar. So write down your deadlines. I'm sorry. Write down your deadlines, your exam dates, and important events to stay organized and to also ensure that nothing falls through the cracks, if that makes sense. I have a planner that I found randomly at home, and I was like, I should use it. And I just do the to-do list on it per day, and I assign myself tasks throughout the week, and that helps me stay a little organized. I am a huge procrastinator, so that's a different story, but it does help you keep in mind of what you need to do and when you need to get it done by. And in the IB, even if you're in MYP, not even in DP, because DP is, again, a whole other story, but even in MYP, it's pretty hectic, especially because they kind of are your first external exams, so that can be very overwhelming. So, just the more you organize yourself, the better it is for your sanity, honestly. Next, number 4, break your tasks into smaller goals. So how you can do that is you can divide your larger tasks, like writing essays or studying for exams, into smaller and more manageable chunks to avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed and to track your progress more effectively. I'm not going to dive so much into this because I feel like I already did, and I think this is self-explanatory, so I'm going to move on to number 5, which is use time blocks. So how you can do this is you can allocate your dedicated time blocks for studying or for extracurricular activities, for relaxing, for socializing. So stick to these time blocks to maintain a balanced lifestyle. What you can do is maybe, because you have a lot of time on the weekends, you can go out with your friends on Friday after school, come back, maybe work on some extracurricular activity like a competition you're in and you need to submit something for that. You can do that on like Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday you can study for assignments and whatever. That way you're not compromising on the fun parts of life. Like some people actually enjoy the extracurricular activities because it's tailored to something they genuinely like, and socializing, like hanging out with friends, family, whatever you prefer, or relaxing time, even like for some people it could be watching a movie, a TV show. So like this, you're not really kind of neglecting any area of your life, because in life in general, not just in IB, it's very important to have, it's okay, life is like a table. Like someone told me this analogy and it stuck with me. It's like life is like a table, and the leg of the table is like different categories in your life, like your family, your friends, your work, and this and that. And if you don't give enough time to either one, the leg is going to break and the table will kind of start to fall a bit. So what I mean to say is it's really good to make sure you're organizing yourself in a way that you don't feel neglected because of your education, from you don't feel deprived from your friends or whatever. I've already spoken a lot about this, and I'm trying to make my podcast as short as possible, so they're more easier to go through. So I'm just gonna move on to point number 6. Eliminate your distractions. I need to listen to this. Minimize your distractions. This could be social media, TV, devices. This is for maintaining focus and productivity. A lot of people are quite literally addicted to apps like Instagram. Like I've noticed this about myself so much actually over the years, but I just can't stop it, and I really need to. But I really need to work to stop it. But it's like I'll be studying and I'll get bored and I'll be on Instagram for 10-20 minutes, and I'll be like, oh my god, I was not supposed to be doing this. So it's very good to have don't have devices around you if you just need textbooks. Or if you do need your device, then make sure you kind of don't have your phone or something around you, and it's just your laptop, and that you're not going to tabs or apps that you're not really supposed to. Try to consciously keep that in mind. Next up is set SMART goals. So the SMART goals are make goals which are specific ocean. So it's SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. This is basically to enhance clarity and to enhance motivation in yourself, because these 5 things are really gonna help you make sure you're on the right track. And if you divide your time to each task which is needed for that task, and if you tailor your routine to it, that really help you be on top of your own study routine and your own study game. Number 8, practice the Pomodoro technique. Okay, so the Pomodoro technique is that you work in focused intervals, which could be, for example, 25 minutes, which could be followed by a 5-minute break. This is basically to help maintain your concentration and to prevent burnout. You could set a reminder on your phone, like kind of an alarm, to you study for 25 minutes, the break, like the 25-minute period is over, now a 5-minute break, timer for that, and then back to working out. Also, I just realized that there's like this, not beeping, but this really annoying sound in the background. I'm so sorry for that. My apologies. I can understand how annoying that is. I'm gonna continue now. So point number 9 is regular review and adjustments. So periodically you could review your study schedule and your productivity techniques to also identify areas for improvement and to make necessary adjustments, because the first time you do something is probably not going to be the best. So the best way to work on it would be to go back and look at gray areas, gray zones where a routine or something is not working out, and you can tweak it and improve it so that it fits you a little better. Number 10, seek support and collaboration. So you can collaborate with your classmates, your friends, for like a group study session. You can also seek help from your teachers or even tutors if you need tutors or you already have tutors. This is basically to have some support, because IB is very challenging, I would say. It's like even if you take IGCSE or APs, the content is like pretty much the same, right? Because like, for example, like economics, right? Demand and supply doesn't change in any curriculum, but the way it's tested can obviously differ through these different streams of education. So it is good to have people around you who are supportive, who can support you emotionally and also educationally. So don't be afraid to reach out to your teachers, your tutors, or go to your parents if you feel like you really need one. If you maybe don't want to go and do tutoring, you can also go to your teachers for remedials and extra lessons in your free period or something. I know that's like not that fun, but if it can help you improve, then I feel like it's a small price to pay. Also, of course, studying with friends is fun, but it can be distracting, very distracting. So make sure you're not distracting yourself and you are keeping the focus. Number 11, take care of yourself. What I mean by that is, make sure you're getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And yes, that is very important, 7 to 8. I said that clearly, and put that coffee down. You need proper nutrition, eat healthy food, also exercise to maintain your physical and mental well-being, which are really crucial for studying and managing stress. Because if you're not going to be sleeping well, you're not going to have a good focus, you're going to be very tired and drowsy. If you're not eating well, you probably would be getting sick often, your immunity would be down. If you're drinking a lot of coffee, because it'll help me be more productive, it actually doesn't. Coffee, especially if you're a person with intense anxiety, it triggers a lot of anxiety, and it can also do backfire what you think. So it's better to make sure you're taking care of yourself in every way that you can. Number 12, practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. So you can incorporate activities like meditation, deep breathing exercises, and also hobbies that you like. This could be, if you're someone who's really into arts, it could be like art therapy, things like that help you, reduce your stress, help you improve your focus. If you are doing the Pomodoro technique and you're studying for, let's say, 45 minutes, and then you're taking like a 15-ish minute break or something, then you can, for those 15 minutes, do something that you really like. Again, if you're into art, maybe you could do some artwork, you could do some coloring. There's like coloring books that are meant to kind of help you de-stress, so maybe you could invest in one if you think that's something for you. Number 13, stay flexible. Be prepared for unexpected events and challenges and like changes in your plans. This is basically because, flexibility is such an important thing to adapt to, considering the fact that in order to maintain your productivity, you have to make sure you're good at adapting to challenges and obstacles thrown your way. For example, you're like, oh, I only have 3 weeks to study for my exams. Exams are in 3 weeks. I'm going to really, work through it. But then 1 week you're so down bad sick, and it's going to really change, your whole study technique and everything. I don't know particularly what you could do with that, because it also depends person to person. Some people are actually okay with studying when they're sick, like they are strong-willed enough, or they do feel physically and mentally good enough to still power through it, and others not so much, which there's nothing wrong with. So it really depends on that, but try to be flexible and try not to burn yourself out with studying too much, because cramming is not going to help in the long run. Number 14, reward yourself. Celebrate achievements, no matter how small they are. This will help you stay motivated and also to reinforce your positive habits. And I say this because, for example, I saw this meme which was like a very chunky textbook, and like every few pages had a chocolate bar in it, which is someone's motivation to keep going. And of course, that might not be the healthiest. Like, that much chocolate isn't good for you, which that's what science says. Don't quote me on that. I don't agree, but that's what science says. Just kidding. But there's something you can do to reward yourself, that if I get this much done today, I'll watch one episode. But again, one episode means one episode, so be careful with that. Lastly, number 15, reflect and learn. Take time to reflect on your study habits, your experiences regularly. Learn from successes and setbacks to continuously improve your time management skills, because growth in general is never linear. You will have dips and falls, and that's okay, because it helps you understand yourself better for the longer run. Because, for example, if you're someone who really wants to go to the gym, you're like, first 4 or 5 days you're motivated, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th not so much, and that's okay, because you can't go that heavy on yourself. You need to also kind of take a step back and just relax a bit and take it slowly. Like, if you can't dedicate so much energy to the gym because it actually drains a bit more, maybe instead of doing 2 hours, you could cut down to an hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes or something, just so that you're still doing the change and you're doing it gradually to raise your momentum. And the way that this is just an analogy, but it can translate to studying in a very different way. So I would say that definitely make sure the way that you're studying and the way that you're inhabiting your habits, they're kind of successful for you and actually good for you. So basically, to conclude, if you implement these strategies consistently, as IB students, it can be much easier. It can help you a lot to manage your time and to reduce your stress, because achieving your academic goals more effectively comes by being organized at the end of the day. And I really hope that these 15 tips will help you improve your time management skills, because it's very, very important to make sure you're on the top of your game for getting that good grade. And I said this in the last episode, I'll say it again, grades do not justify who you are, they don't define who you are, but to an extent, it definitely does predict the next few years of your life, which I know is so scary. Just like the college you go to will define, the next 4 years of your life. So make sure what you're doing is truthful to you in a way, and you're not burning yourself out. So yeah, with that, I would like to conclude and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.